thing will do?
And then that's all the brakes I got.
Whoa. Yeah, if you're driving like that, you need some brakes. I called up Mike at Wilwood. He enlightened us on a lot of stuff. He sent us 2 different masters to try because we really want to figure this out. We have a 15/16 and a 7/8 bore master. Most people think that you go a bigger diameter, then it's going to make it easier, but that's not the case.
Whoop, almost killed it.
So how did it go?
Hey, what's going on? This is Taylor Kempkes over at Old Anvil Speed Shop. I'm here with Paul. I'm actually the one usually behind the camera, but today I brought in my 69 Nova because I'm having some trouble with the brakes. Runs good, drives good, but no matter what I do, I can't get it to stop good.
We need to work on that.
Yeah, we do need to work on it. So I guess to get you up to speed on it.
What do you have? What kind of calipers, rotors, master? What kind of setup do you have?
It's got a 2-piston front, 1-piston rear, 11-inch front rotors, 10.5 rear. It was set up with manual brakes originally when I built the car, and that was okay. But I had 18-inch wheels on it and bigger 13-inch brakes in the front.
Okay.
So I swapped down to 15-inch wheels just because I wanted the ride quality and the look of it and all that stuff. But
Understandable.
I need 11-inch brakes for that. And that even made the braking worse.
Okay.
So I tried to throw on a power booster for it because I figured it's a 383, but it's got a small cam in it. It's probably, the vacuum should be fine.
Right.
But
It's not.
we can go drive it.
what kind of vacuum you got? Do you know?
Like between 10 and 12 at best.
Oh yeah, that's not a lot. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's. I want to see how it performs.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's take it and drive it and see.
Let's do it.
Car brings back memories.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
You been in these?
I remember when these were not antiques. We were beating around in them in high school. What year is this?
69.
Cool. All right, you were showing me what this thing will do.
And then that's all the brakes I got.
Whoa.
That was almost like 2 feet to help.
I see that. Man. We gotta do something about that.
Yeah. Well, I tried. I put I had manual brakes on it, and I got tendonitis in my knee from driving it for like 2 weeks straight, dropping the kids off at daycare and everything.
That's no good.
I hear you're pretty good at brakes.
Yeah, and I guess I've had so many cars that didn't want to stop. It's been a trial and error thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to work on this for you. 'Cause it makes power.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun.
And it does with the vacuum as long as you just. Jeez, what are you doing? As long as you just want to stop nice and easy, that's fine. But if you want to get on it, it won't. I mean, I was getting on it earlier, brake as hard as I could, and I don't think it would even lock up.
Yeah.
Try again. Yeah, I keep, like, that was about all I had in it, and I can't even lock them up.
Have you got one of the stock style?
Yeah, those distribution block for portioning. Yeah.
I never did understand those things. I've taken a lot of them off. But you definitely have a lot more front brake.
Yeah, because the rear's not even trying to lock up, which you would expect with all the weight up front.
And that's aftermarket distribution block? Or aftermarket proportional valve?
Yeah.
It's definitely not designed for this car. It's fun to be in a car you can actually throw around.
Oh, yeah.
All the stuff I usually wind up building is street stuff.
I'm trying to find a balance because I had 18-inch wheels on this thing. It just rode too hard. It was too tight. The clearances in the front wouldn't steer as well. And I didn't like the look. So I went down to the 15s with more sidewalls. So I'm kind of splitting the difference because it's got all, Detroit Speed suspension on it, mini tubs, TKX 5-speed. So it's a fun driver.
Yeah.
But I don't autocross it, or I don't make it up into the canyons that much, so I'd rather just handle well so I can toss it around the streets like that. But
actually, it feels like you got a pretty good balance. It's definitely stiffer than like a stock noble, but it's not too stiff.
Well, I happen to know that we got a couple master cylinders back at the shop, so what's the plan?
Yeah, let's swap them out and see what we can do. Let's get rid of that big old power booster and all that extra weight. So does it feel like they grab it all when you hit it, or is it?
No.
No. I know sometimes the power brakes they're actually too much, and then I don't know. I have not had good experience with vacuum power boosters or whole Hydro Boost systems either. They're either too much or not enough. Or they wound up just not working.
Yeah.
There's very few out there that will seem to work, but.
So
now we'll check pedal ratio and see where you are, and then go from there.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, so I know y'all probably are not going to be able to see this, but we're going to measure pedal ratio. And what I'm going to do is take where the pivot point is for your main pin that the arm of your pedal swings on. I'm going to take the distance there to the center of the pad, because that's where your foot presses. I'm going to do right dead in the center. And then I'm gonna measure from the pin to the center of the hole for the pin that goes through, for the clevis that goes through the firewall to the master. So what happens is that determines your leverage that you have to push with. Ideally, we want to be around 6 to 7 to 1, probably with what we're doing here. So let's see what that is. Actually, you can probably see it from right here on the side. Okay, so up here, yeah. Can you see that? Okay, so up here is our pin. That's the that clip, and I can see that's the center of it. So center to center right there is 12 inches to the center of the pad. All right, and then gotta find the hole, and there's probably gonna be 2 holes, because there's one usually for there's 2 holes. So you have one that would have been for power brakes and one for manual brakes. So the first hole is at about 2 inches, and our other hole is at like 3 1/4. So if that's the case, the 2 inch, that's really easy. 12 divided by 2 would be 6. So that means it's a 6 to 1 pedal ratio. Then our other hole is 3 1/4, which would be about 4 to 1, or even a little less. So that would be for the power brakes, because that gives you don't need as much leverage. Just in time for you. Yeah, you snuck in here, didn't you? Are you my stalker? Yeah, you're creepy. Yeah, you just sneak in here. All right, I called up Mike at Wilwood, and he enlightened us on a lot of stuff. And he sent us 2 different wheel masters to try, because we really want to figure this out. And so we have a 15/16 and a 7/8 bore master. Basically what he said is the 15/16 will actually have a harder pedal. Most people think that you go a bigger diameter, then it's going to make it easier to brake, but that's not the case. Actually what happens is, as you'll have less travel with the 15/16 because basically you're pushing the same amount of fluid regardless. So if you have a 15/16, it's bigger diameter, it's pushing more fluid faster in the distance of your foot travel. With a 7/8, it travels a little bit further, but it doesn't take as much force to push it because it's less area on that piston. So we'll try out these two, and Taylor will get you to drive it and see what you like better. Wilwood has just so many options for this thing. We got a kit that has different shafts for their plunger. So this basically can fit pretty much anything. I think we'll use the clevis for this one with a pin in it going through the original hole, which is usually a 3/8 diameter. And then also we have the proportioning valve, which will replace that old stock thing, which honestly is probably off of a Corvette. That's what most of the aftermarket stuff is. It's like a C3 Corvette, and it's not set up for all cars. That's the problem. So what Wilwood has, which is kind of a direct replacement for it, it actually mounts on here with a bracket. It'll mount on the side of the master, and it has 2 front outlets and 1 rear, and then our 2 ends. So they come in and then go out. But what it does is for the rear is you can choke that off if you need to. So we'll open it all the way up, and we'll go drive the car afterwards and test it, and we'll start cranking it down so we can take some brake out if need to be. It might not even need it. We might just leave it wide open. So actually that's usually the case on most of the cars. They're pretty well balanced because of the piston sizes on the calipers. So that all that plays into it. So pretty much any car is different depending on what brand brakes, what size pistons. Some of the calipers flex. I know we talked about rubber brake lines can actually expand and flex versus like the ones from Wilwood are stainless steel braided and they don't flex. So they can give you a harder pedal. There's so many things with brakes, and that's why we're trying to bring this to you and show you some of what we know. So yeah, let's get this kit on there.
All right, well, Paul left me to get this stuff installed. So first off, I think I'm just gonna start, throw everything in there and mock it up and figure out how I'm gonna make those old hard lines work. All right, I got the new master and proportioning valve in there. I was able to rebend the driver's side or passenger side brake line to get it connected. For the passenger side, I'm just gonna make a new one. I'm gonna use some welding wire to mock up the shape that I need. And then, kind of cool, use some nickel plated line that bends super easy. So a lot easier than the stainless that's in there, or was in there. So I'm gonna get to that, and then we can hopefully bleed it out and go take it for a drive. All right, now that everything's all hooked up and mocked up, we get to pull it all apart. Because now we gotta pull the master off, bench bleed it, set the push rod length, and then we can slap it all back in. All right, time to bench bleed the master cylinder. Wilwood provided a nice little kit. It's got a bunch of fittings. Should fit this just fine. We'll show you how to do it. Have you ever bench bled a master?
Nope.
Okay.
My fittings on the bottom.
Just find whatever fittings fit, which I'm guessing is that size. The fittings that fit are the fittings you want. So you do that, and then this clip goes on the side.
Bingo, bango, bong.
All right, hose is on. Now we gotta feel it. Rotate this so I can push it easier. All the way down and back. Should take some force.
Go until there's no more bubbles.
Yep. There we go.
It's like nothing in there now. Mm-hmm. Will it leak out of these when we take it off?
Mm-hmm. Unless we put the cap on, we could put the cap on first, and it won't leak as bad. Just like leave these up and that on and put the cap on. All right, let me know when you're holding.
1, 2, 3, hold.
Oh, there's some bubbles. Again. It's closed. I'm gonna check the master level. All right, well, we got the 15/16 master installed in here. Jet's riding with me because he helped me bleed the brakes, and Paul's off doing, important stuff. So we're gonna see how this feels, 15/16 versus 7/8. Supposedly 15/16 is gonna be a little firmer, a little more brake pressure required, and then the 7/8 should have more travel and be a little bit easier. So we're just gonna try them both just to see what it feels like. But I mean, already off the bat, it's way better, even with the 15/16 and manual. It's way better than with that power booster. Oh yeah,
Not great.
that's way better. That wasn't even a 2-foot stand like I had to do with the power brakes to get it to stop. And it's way more linear. And right now we have the proportioning valve fully open, so we got full rear brakes. And I don't know. I suppose we could mess with it now, or maybe we'll just wait till we get the 7/8 in here and then decide which one we want to leave, and then adjust it more from there. All right, let's see if we lock them up. There we go. Okay. So that'll
lock it up.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You lose your hat? Wheel hop. That's fun.
That was fun.
All right. Well, pretty good. I could definitely live with that, but we'll see what the 7/8 is like. Ready for round 2?
Yes, sir. Rip it.
Brakes work right? Yeah. Good. Okay. Oh yeah, that's way less effort.
Look at that thing. What is that?
That's cool.
That's another international.
good, I don't know, 30% less effort probably. Oh, almost killed it. Oh yeah, and that's way better. Oh my gosh. That's great. And then just cruising, and just kind of like nice, smooth, easy.
Constant pressure.
Yeah. Get to use the brakes again.
Good thing you have brakes.
Do you want to try it?
Me?
Yeah?
Really?
You're good, go.
That's rough, dude. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
That was so awesome.
You stay right there. That way, what?
You're taller than him.
Yeah, I'll just stand a little bit
And I
behind
got
you.
monster arms too.
Oh man, now you make me look bad.
Oh, that's funny. So how did it go?
Jet and I were surprised by how well they worked, and the difference between the two were actually noticeable.
Really?
I mean, you think 15 16ths and 7/8, that's a tiny,
That's
change.
not very big, but it's actually pretty big in the ratio of. Do you know what the ratio is?
Well, Mike at Wilwood, I was talking to him, and he gave me numbers based on like 100 foot-pounds of pressure on the brake pedal.
Uh-huh.
He said we should be about like, I have to put the numbers up, but like 850 psi versus 1,000 psi.
Okay,
So
it's
a pretty
that's-
substantial
That's
change.
15%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I was saying in the car that it felt like maybe 30% different. So
I mean, it's. I'm sure that it's different in the way you feel, but
right.
Yeah, that's 15%. That's a good bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it was great. It was like the perfect amount where you're not just having to use all your force to get them to lock up. And
Definitely a lot better than the power.
Oh my gosh, yeah, way
Yeah.
better.
Well, no power.
No power or no booster. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, do you want to do the old anvil upgrade?
There's an old anvil upgrade?
Totally. Yeah. We have our nice reservoirs, and you can do that on the remote reservoir or remote master cylinder from Wilwood. So we have a kit that makes it look like it's an old anvil speed shop build.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it bolts right on in place of the they have the white plastic reservoirs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these are nice billet pieces. I mean, they cost more than what those plastic ones do, but they look so good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'd love that. Well, let's throw that on, and then we can maybe we'll do a separate video on showing the adjusting of the proportioning valve.
Yeah,
And show how to do that right.
Yeah, you don't want to lock them up in the rear. That'll spin you out like a Mustang.
Nope. Let's do it.
All right, cool.